Don't go into the first day thinking that the first kiss either has to be magical or it's a bust completely. As long as you're not clanking each other's teeth while you're trying to kiss in there, you know that feeling, that awkward feeling when you're trying to kiss someone and then it's just teeth everywhere. As long as that's not happening, I think you're doing really well. What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Abundant Relationships. If this is your first time, my name is Evans-Claude Sabbi, and on this channel, I give you guys insightful information that will help you with your dating and relationship life. So let's jump into today's topic. In this video, we're going to look at if it's advisable to go for the kiss on the first date, or should you hold back a bit and wait until the second or third date for you to go ahead and kiss the girl or the woman that you're going out with. And I'm also going to touch on the implications of doing one over the other. So stick around, that's what we're talking about today. We know there's a natural progression when you get to know a woman and start connecting with her in a romantic way. And normally this would happen that you meet a woman, you ask her out on the first date, you kiss a woman, and then you get sexually intimate with her at some point after you two have connected, have gotten to know each other. I know I've said that this progression is natural, but that doesn't make it easy or straightforward at all. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of this. The answer to whether you should kiss a woman on the first date or wait a few dates in order for you to go ahead and kiss her is just go ahead and kiss on the first date. There is nothing that's going to serve either you or the woman by you waiting after the second or third date to go ahead and try to kiss her. And you holding yourself back from kissing her is actually going to stop that connecting process. It's going to delay that process, which is the opposite of what you want when you're spending time with her. And if you decide to wait, the only thing that you're serving is your fear of rejection and the uncertainty that you have. And as we know, these are things that hold us back other than push us forward towards getting the things that we want, towards creating the connections and relationships that we want. And when you hesitate and not kiss a woman on the first date, it communicates two things to her. The first thing is that your hesitation to her is going to be translated as you lack confidence in yourself. And this by itself is a turn off to a woman that you're going out with. Unconsciously, this message actually gets processed in her old brain. And this old brain will tell this woman that this man who lacks confidence in himself is not a safe person for you to be around, because should anything happen, he's not capable of protecting himself, and that makes you not trust him in being able to make you feel safe and protecting you in that regard if something bad ever happens. Now, let's be realistic here. We don't live at an age where we have to be Maasai warriors and we have to protect our women and our children from lions. That's not happening here. And what is the likelihood that she might be in danger and you might not be able to protect her? To be honest, unlikely. Now, this might make sense by me saying it right now, but her old brain does not get that. All it's going to do is think unconsciously that this is not a safe person to be with, is going to turn her off, and unfortunately, this lack of ability to make a woman feel safe around you is what repels a woman, even if she might be interested in you to begin with. The second thing that your hesitation might mean to her is that you do not find her sexually attractive enough. And that to her is going to translate as if you're rejecting her. And anybody who is going to feel rejected, especially on the first date, she is going to start pulling back. She'll start going to closing up emotionally, and there might not even be a second date because you never went ahead and kissed her. That communicated rejection. That communicated as if she was not good enough. And any man who makes her feel like she's not good enough and she doesn't have an emotional attachment to him, because again it's the first date, it's very likely that she will not reply to your text messages, she'll not make herself available because you made her feel rejected by not going for the kiss on that first date. And in order to reduce this possibility of making a woman feel rejected, I advise anyone, before you go out on a date with a woman, make sure that this is someone you find sexually attractive. Make sure that this is someone that intrigues you, because this is going to make it easy for you to be curious about this woman and to want to get to know her, to get intimate with her. And if you're one of those guys who asks women out just because you're bored, just because you feel lonely, please stop doing that. If you're not going to enjoy your own company, if you find yourself boring and lonely, why would you want to subject someone else to those same feelings of boredom and loneliness? Work on yourself, find things that will liven you up that you're really passionate about. Make your life interesting and enjoyable to yourself, and then go ahead and share that with someone else, other than putting a burden on someone else, on a woman, just because you feel bored and lonely. It doesn't serve anyone, so please don't do that. That's it. And you might have a question. You might say, Evans, what if, just what if I go for the kiss and she hesitates? Now, the hesitation that she might have been caused by a few different things. The first thing I want to start always is checking from within. What is it that's making me feel this way? What is it that's making me feel as if she's not comfortable with what's happening? We have this popular view that first kisses are supposed to be magical, just fireworks everywhere as soon as your lips touch one another's. And sometimes that's true, but most often that is not the case. First kisses can be awkward, so don't go into dates or wanting to kiss someone with an expectations of how it should feel. Be completely open to whatever the experience ends up being. If it ends up being awkward, okay. If it ends up being amazing, that's also fine. Don't attach your expectations to any result, because you might be disappointed, you might be trying to project how things should be when things are completely different and the reality is different with the person that you are going out with at this particular moment. And her hesitation might be due to the fact that she does not know how you like it. It might be because she's not sure. Are you the type of person who only kisses by touching lips? Or do you like having your tongue in each other's mouths, wrestling in there like you're playing some fan wars thing with your tongues? That's not awkward, is it? Tongues? No? Okay, never mind. But you get the idea. So it might be that she's unsure on how you like it, and that's why she's hesitating. And that is completely fine. First date's about getting to know one another, and kissing and getting to know how somebody likes to be kissed, that's all part of dating. So take it easy, have no expectations, just be open and curious. And over time, if you're a curious person and you two end up seeing one another more than once, you will learn how the other person likes to be kissed, and you will adjust your kissing technique as things go. And that is completely fine. Another reason she might be hesitant on reciprocating your kissing attempt is because she's not comfortable or connected enough with you just yet to enthusiastically be willing to exchange oral bacteria content with you. Was that a little bit too much? Was that nasty? Yeah, sorry. That's what happens in kissing. Just saying it like it is. What's happening there is that she feels like you're still a stranger to her. She doesn't feel comfortable yet, and she doesn't feel like she's at that place where she can willingly, again, kiss you. Most men, when they get this message, they decide to go, okay, let me tell her everything about myself so she feels like she knows me by now. And I would advise you against that, because that is not what will make her feel connected to you. What you need to do is keep on talking to her, ask her open-ended questions. Remember, you are on this date with a woman whom you find drop-dead gorgeous. Bring out that curiosity you have about her. Ask about the things that she's passionate about. What is it that she does for fun? Who is she really? What are the exciting things she's doing in her life that she's really proud of? And I would also avoid talking about work unless if she's the kind of person who truly loves what she does. If she works at a grocery store, she probably doesn't want to talk about her work because it's not that interesting. So just spare her any work questions or things like that. But if you know what she's really proud of, the things that she loves, just bring up those topics. The more she talks to you, the more she opens up, the more familiar, the more comfortable she's going to get with you, because she feels like you're there. She feels like it's safe to be around you, that you're the type of person who truly is interested in who she really is, and she's going to open up. And at the end of the date, when you make that first approach, when you go ahead and try to kiss her, she's going to be very excited that you're actually making that attempt, because she will be looking forward to that as well. And unfortunately, some women feel that when they engage in kissing, even though they might want to on the first date, that if they kiss and connect with the man on that intimate level, it makes them some sort of a whore. I hate having to say those words, but sometimes these things that the woman picks up along the way as she's growing up might not fully empower her to explore her sexuality, her intimacy with men when she's going out, especially on her first date. And this is something that actually happened to me. I went out with a woman once and we were connecting, having a good time, and at some point I felt like it was safe and we were both comfortable. I went for the kiss and she said, as much as I really love to kiss you right now, I have a rule. And that kind of stopped me on my tracks a little bit. I said, rule? I'm intrigued. Tell me about this rule. And she went ahead and said, Evans, the rule that I have is that I don't kiss until past the third date, no matter who it is. And I respected her. We spent another hour or so. After that, I dropped her off at home, and that was it. Because I knew, as a man who was open, willing, and wanted to engage with a woman, I was not ready to open myself up to a woman who's got such reservations. It's completely fine for her to do that, but it doesn't mean that I have to agree with it personally, because I was not at a scarcity mindset. I had options of women who were open, willing, and excited to go out with me. And why spend my time with somebody who's got so many restrictions? And if I entertain her past the fourth date, who knows what other restrictions she might have? And if you're a person who, again, is very open, you're sexual, you're willing to connect with people, and you find somebody else who is not, make your own judgment. I personally chose to not entertain her, and you have an option to do the same if you want to, or if you want to give them a second chance or a third chance, that's completely up to you. But I only choose to go out with women who are open, willing, and wanting to get to know me, and not tied down by some of these rules that restrict us from connecting with one another. So that might happen to you, and that's why a woman might hesitate to go ahead and kiss you on that very first date. Just to close it off here, some house cleaning things. If you're going out with a woman, then kissing is on the table. Make sure that you take care of your oral hygiene. Just brush on a regular basis. Floss your teeth, because you don't want to be going for a kiss and she sees this plaque of things that have been staying there for years and years and years that could have been easily flossed out. So please make sure that you do that. That's very unattractive for anyone to see. And also just carry a pack of gum with you, because you never know what you might end up doing or what you guys might end up eating on that date. And some foods that we put on our mouths, no matter how clean your mouth happens to be before you ate that food, it's going to smell a certain way that is not as inviting. Carry a piece of gum, have one for yourself, and also offer her as well. And if you're with a woman who is really comfortable, she might even try to joke when you give her the piece of gum. It's like, are you saying that my mouth stinks? And in that scenario, just be very playful. Just banter back and forth. And if she tries to break my balls like that and say, are you thinking that my mouth stinks? I'll say, oh no, honey. I'm just prepping you for what's about to happen in 10 seconds. You hand her that piece of gum, go ahead and kiss her right after that within those 10 seconds. It's a very ballsy move, but it's one of those that women will appreciate. It will actually be a turn on for her, knowing that you know exactly what you want and you're not afraid to go for it, which is kissing her and connecting with her in this intimate way. So thank you very much for watching to this point. If you found this video entertaining, or if you learned something, please give me one of these, or make them two if you can. I'm not sure if that's possible, but please go ahead and do that. Like the video, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and also comment below. What other videos do you want me to touch on? What other topics do you want me to talk about in the upcoming videos? And as always, live abundantly, and I will talk to you guys in another video. Thank you.